Hello, everyone, and welcome to yet another Speed Game Live Wind Waker Randomizer Spoiler Log Race. I am Familia, and I am joined today by Lost the Pirate, commentating.
Hello.
And with Blonde tracking for us today. So, for this race, we have PK Slam and JarheadHME. Now, with this, we actually have something pretty fun happening. Insofar as our settings for the seed included the possibility of combat caves, and yet we got a total of 0 combat caves. So it's gonna be pretty interesting. There was some expressed confusion from our runners about what route they wanted to take, so I think we'll be in for a interesting evening to see what happens. And unfortunately, it looks like our file number today is not a prime number. Big sad. Divisible by 2 and probably a lot of other things.
Yeah, I can. My knowledge of primes is not very advanced, but I can tell that much that it is not prime. But I'm seeing countdown starting to count down, so we should be getting going here very shortly. I have not really had much opportunity to look over the spoiler log, so I'll be commentating like a pleb. The thing with the file names is to make sure that they are playing this seed live when they are expected to start it. It is given to them by the bot with 1 minute left on the countdown.
So we started off here at Great Fish, and you are going to see some very interesting things. First off, if you're photosensitive, you need to look away from Slam already.
Mm-hmm.
Meanwhile, Jarhead is being a little bit
Jarhead
nicer
more
to
leisurely
us.
sailing off.
Yes.
We've got Samus versus, is that Lucas today?
I believe so. So 2 excellent examples of our mods from our modding community today. So as we can see, Jar is reaching his first sub. Slam is aiming for one. We'll just see if he makes it, or if potentially he would have had a better time if he had just sailed like Jar.
Moblin sub, not my preference for where to start without any equipment, but that's why these guys are in the groups phase of the tournament, and I'm not. Both not having any trouble here.
Alternatively, both of them have some super fun color palettes, and I always love it when we get pink enemies.
We do have some brightly colored enemies. That is part of the randomization that is used. Both picking up their bows right from the get-go. Now, will they keep routing the same, or will they diverge? Oh, looks like we've got some more continued sync going on. Heading out to, looks like they're
So here they are
the
picking up, a chest on top of boulder, which is going to be pretty helpful.
And not storing it out of the ordinary. So Jar grabbing the bombs, PK picking up the delivery bag off of Beetle. And now they're gonna swap places real quick.
So when I was looking at this very quickly myself, I didn't realize the delivery bag was needed until it was like the last thing. I was like, oh no, wait, we do need that if we want to beat one of our bosses today.
We have some required mail or some required trading?
We have a lot of required trading. This is a expensive-ish seed. Not as much as our Triforce shards, but still, we have a bit of buy-in to do. We have our Beetle 20 and our Zunari trading quest, which is 140 something, I think. So a total of like 160 rupees needed today.
I am still a learner when it comes to this, so I unfortunately am not going to be the one to answer the questions. Now we've got Wizrope sub on Jarhead's side.
Yeah, so he's hanging out in Flight Control sub, and for any of y'all that got to be in Season 4 with us, you might remember that this is everybody's least favorite sub.
Oh yes, very often last locationed, when runners have a choice in where they're going. Unlike today, when everybody knows exactly where they have to be.
So this isn't Decorate Town, it's exotic flower trading, which is required today. So we have to start off and get our town flower, then trade it for the sea flower, then trade that for the exotic flower, then give that to Sinner.
I believe that is 45 rupees for that. I remember it being 20 and 25. My memory could well be mistaken on that, though. Jar being the first of these two to grab the sword.
I generally rely on Jay to tell me I'm wrong. But first sword for both of our players, so far pretty similar with what we've seen. Now, with this, there are some things which we can expect. So, Slam, over here, loves to do super swims if he thinks that they are fast. So, you might hear me giving a couple of shoutouts if there's about to be some flashing lights, because we want to keep y'all safe. And there's also going to be a couple of options people have with figuring out how to get into things.
And Bond Mail giving both of our runners their fire and ice arrows.
Now, Slam looks like he is setting up a door cancel. This is a very, very fun trick which allows us to get places we're not supposed to go. So, it looks like Jarhead is also doing that, but looks like he just fell off. Disappointing. But it happens. Unfortunately, with door cancel, you can fall through the ground.
Without tricks, getting to where they're trying to get to requires a Pictobox. And I'm gonna assume the Pictobox is not somewhere free and immediate. So, they'll just bypass needing it.
So, Jarhead unfortunately fell through the ground, but Slam was able to pull it off pretty well on his first try. Very nice.
And starting that Zunari trading quest now.
So you're gonna see that a lot of what they did was they tried to pick up the free rupees around Windfall, especially since we had to do some fun stuff. It reloaded our rupees, which was very helpful for our runners. Slam is now going to be going ahead and
there we go, our head getting in.
On our windmill. I cannot believe I just forgot the word windmill. Good job, then.
Boards are hard.
So, does Slam remember that you don't actually need to turn the windmill on?
Don't you have to turn the windmill on to get it to light? Or are there tricksy ways to avoid that?
There is a singular, very tricksy way to avoid it. I mean, I guess it's not too bad since, like, he's right here next to it to shoot it. It's fine. Ooh, and Jar got the brilliant RNG with that red rupee. Always love to see it.
We need the invisible chest. That one. That is now visible.
So, I know that Slam knows it, I just don't know if he remembers it. Alright?
And Maggie giving us a free shield. Thank you, my dear.
Maggie's shield is definitely the shield of the seed. The other one is in a not so nice location, so Maggie really being a dear and helping us out tonight.
Not getting the chest? Or was he just setting up for picking it up later, I guess?
He can't pick it up right now.
Oh, right.
He doesn't have either the hookshot or the leaf to be able to reach it.
And looking at Vim's notes, because I didn't make notes, I can see why that would be problematic right here.
And okay, Jar getting that training done accidentally talks to Coral. Oops.
Since Slam's coming here with 49 rupees, I think my recollection of 45 is probably on the money. Yay, I'm learning things.
You are. Now, it looks like both of them are heading to Needle Rock. So, here at Needle Rock, they are going to be going for a pretty fun strat. Normally, the strat you would use a high-oi pair. However, we learned that you can also manage to get this if you use fire and ice arrows. Ta-da!
Who needs to bother with getting that bait bag and routing in a pair?
Neither of our runners were gonna do that. And that is now
the adventure.
Yep. I think I slightly liked Slam's positioning for that shot. It felt a lot easier, but that I think was probably just because Jar was being attacked by a bird. And a hint of route divergence, where Slam is deciding to warp, and Jar is going to be going over to looks like one of our fairy islands. I am not sure what is in this fairy island because I did not say it was one of the most needed items. So we'll find out together.
It's something that they feel is necessary. Looks like your notes don't include where the shards are, so perhaps that's what's hiding here.
Very possible. I definitely did not write down the shards because I wanted to eat dinner instead.
Slam picking up that hammer from the trading. Jar will turn that in shortly. Aha, it was a shard.
Very helpful. It looks like Slam is having some nice Storm RNG. Always love whenever we get Storm RNG. Very fun.
So now Slam headed over to get that shard, and Jar headed over to pick up that hammer.
So, something which doesn't happen anymore because we're so fast, but always made me smile whenever it happened for us in Season 3 was with where Jar parked his boat. If you're not fast enough, you can actually get towed by Beetle.
Oh my goodness. I was unaware that that was a thing that could happen.
It can, and it's hilarious, especially if you don't know about it, and then you come back and you're like, oh my gosh, where's my boat? It's quality. Now, with this, Jar is already heading to Forsaken Fortress. Who needs boats? Boats are nice, Spy. Boats are nice. They allow you to do the warp song that you can't do without the boat.
Being able to warp in the boat is a very nice convenience. I do very much appreciate that we start right out the game with the songs to warp and change time. Those are very nice things to have. If you go back to playing Vanilla Wind Waker, not having those, it's definitely something you miss.
So, pretty good Phantom Ganon RNG for Jarhead. Let's see if Slam also gets that good RNG. So what Jarhead is setting up here is going to be a trick called chest storage. It's super fun. What it does is it's going to reduce Link's hitbox so that since he's smaller, he's able to climb over things that normally he wouldn't be able to. Including things like, oh, I don't know, this wall right here.
We like to describe it as Link finding his inner mountain goat.
And Slam also having some pretty good time there with that PG fight. And a mini blend blowing up a bomb in his face. So...
apologies if you hear weird noises on my side. My toddler just woke up and is very aware that it is past time for dinner.
So that chest can't have anything, but it can have a lot of things. So one of the things is that chest which we saw right there is a particular part of Forsaken Fortress, and Forsaken Fortress is one of our dungeons. So we're... oh no, Slam! We're only gonna see progression items in that chest as a potential whenever Forsaken Fortress is included. I know it kind of feels like it's just out in the middle of nowhere, but it is considered a dungeon check. Oh no, Slam! I really hope I don't have to say oh no, Slam 3 times. but if it's in one of our official dungeons, like it is today, it can have a lot of things. This isn't key sanity though, so it's not gonna have keys for other dungeons.
And Jar getting storage, storing the cutscene, and nobody wants to fight Helmarok up on top. Helmarok runs around, flies around, does all sorts of things that are very tedious and boring. We'd rather just pen it in and make it fight in a much more enclosed arena, which is what Jar just did and Slam will be doing very shortly. Who needs to have it out where it can fly around, and we can set it up so that the bird comes to us. Hopefully, there we go, bird coming in. See, we're just right at eye level with it, can just beat it up with the hammer. Much more efficient than waiting for it to do all of its various attack cycles.
Good setups from both of our runners. So the Skull Hammer does 4 points of damage to our bird, and a full Master Sword that is done with a spin attack, I think also does 4, but anything less than your absolute full Master Sword is going to be weaker than your Skull Hammer. Skull Hammer is 3. Never mind. What Blonde said. I don't know why I thought it was 4.
We will trust our wonderful tracker.
We will trust the person who actually plays the game instead of just talking about it. Yes, absolute full Master Sword Spy. My brilliant words.
It definitely communicated what you were intending to communicate, whether or not it's the specific correct term or not. There is little ambiguity about what you meant by that.
Side attack and normal attack, as far as I know, is the same. Because of the reload animation. Does anyone else know different? As far as I know, it takes the same amount of time.
Looks like Jar is using that alternate strat to not go up there. That looks unpleasant. For lighting
That's where I got the 4 damage from. Thank you, Blonde. I'm glad that it existed somewhere.
Jarhead picking up that leaf now. Now that Hookshot is in tow. And Slam following up.
Our Hookshot was what we stored in the chest that we got when we killed Phantom Ganon. Yeah, the leaf on transparent chest is pretty gross. Because that's one of your options to get transparent chest.
If that gives you a little option, but routing in the hookshot before your leaf?
Apparently, aside from the bomb boost, which I didn't know existed until I learned about it today. Oh no, Slam! No, Slam! They have officially had to oh no 3 times now.
I don't think that was an oh no. That looked like where he was trying to get.
It worked. It's just whenever that happens, I always am like, oh no, because I know that it is possible to like get in there and not have the extra time left from the void out.
Yep, Jar got the ledge grab, but it isn't straight strictly necessary to be successful there.
So
Power
both
bracelets
of them,
up in the tree here. That's a nice
Yep.
get.
So they're getting their power bracelets, and they are skipping grappling hook by doing it this way.
Coming into the Deku tree, or not the Deku tree.
Forest Haven.
Coming into Forest Haven from the higher entrance.
So Slam is now coming to yet another submarine, and it looks like Jarhead is following right on behind.
One of our Bokoblin subs. There we go. Another sword. So it seems like there must have been like a fairly optimal route if both of our runners are sticking so closely to each other's routes. Seems to be somewhat of a linear seed given what we've seen.
And Slam is now coming over here to Bomb Island.
Which will take us to Cliff Plateau.
So Cliff Plateau is actually kind of fun this seed because we both need to be inside Cliff Plateau, but we also need to be outside Cliff Plateau.
Taking advantage of this as a convenient shortcut.
And that is our lights. Pretty early light arrows at 26 minutes in.
And now they are outside at Cliff Plateau, and now they can go inside Cliff Plateau.
Very fun.
We'll see something rather important inside. One of our required dungeons.
Welcome to Tower of the Gods.
What was in the chest that Jar opened? Something not required, whatever it
wasn't
was.
Important. He just decided to use that to help him get what he wanted. A Tingle statue. Nice. So both of them.
Looking that up.
Both of our runners are opting to do the bomb strategy here. There is also a strat which you can use that uses a statue. Both work. I only know the statue strategy though.
Same. And
speaking of the statue strategy,
Slam going, okay, this wasn't working, let's go to the more reliable one. seen all sorts of lovely little dungeon speed-ups, like that roll there to hop onto the moving platforms during the cutscene. Not difficult, but it saves you a cycle on the platforms.
It always just feels so good.
It does. It saves you only a few seconds, but it feels so nice to not have to just sit there and wait. Some of those time saves are just nice morale boosters.
Here in Tachi, there's not really the option for route divergence. As far as I'm aware, I didn't look quite too in depth, but it's Tachi is pretty straightforward.
It is extremely linear once you get to the second floor, like these guys are on now.
I imagine that we're probably gonna see boomer strats out of Slam. I know Jar has learned the newer strats, but Jar might also choose to do the boomer strats. We'll see.
Whichever approach they are most comfortable with for the second statue. To not have to bother playing Command Melody, because neither of them has it. It presumably was not anywhere convenient today.
You know, you just didn't need it today, so I didn't even look for where it was.
Let's see, where was it hiding? Oh, here in Tachi, actually. At the Tingle statue chest. They could have grabbed it.
French vanilla. And Jar is, in fact, not doing the boomer strat, it looks like. Excellent. So that is the new strat, which is pretty nice. I like it. Slam
it is the one that I was taught.
Having a little bit of difficulty. I do recall Slam saying that he was pretty tired. So I think that's where that came in.
But you can see the difference in the two strats here. Jar was showing the one where you lock your angle and get everything set up before heading over this way. Slam showing us.
What is Slam showing us? Okay. That's neither the boomer strat nor the new strat. That is
hybrid strats. Nice.
Okay. I mean, it worked.
Yeah. That's the important part.
Hello, Jay.
Pardon my cat.
So, let's see. Is he good? Yes. No wizrobe for Jarhead today. Oh no, Slam just being a little bit too low to be able to get that ledge grab today. But got across this time just fine. Also, if you want to follow our runners today, PK Slam and JarheadHME, please feel free to do so. They're excellent runners, and they know quite a few tricks, which have the opportunity to make races pretty interesting. And, of course, you can also follow Lost or Blonde for some more fun. I don't really stream, so like, you don't really need to bother following me, but everyone else does. Ooh, Slam just dodged that whiz rope. That was
That whiz rope
close.
is quite the troublemaker. Very annoying. Slam now getting the third statue through, and we'll shortly get the elevator up to where Jar's at.
Jarhead right now is setting the wind because he is going to be doing the Tower of the Gods boss key skip. So there's like 2 different ways you can do it. To me, this one feels safer. I don't actually know if it is, but it feels safer.
And lovely getting through. And at least for this first round, using fire arrow strats. Can hit the hands only a single strike instead of having to do it twice. Stun them. Unfortunately, that doesn't work on the eyes. It is only the hands.
So, one of the difficulties with Godon is that every once in a while, those hands will respawn when they're not supposed to. So far, it's been okay for Jar, but it's something that we might see here in this last phase, or we might see over here with Slave.
Looks like we're gonna get some snot arrows, though, here. Thank you for the snot arrows. Sneezing them out for us when we're running low.
And Jar purposely running out of arrows to get some snot arrows. At this point, yeah.
Their routes have been very similar so far.
They've just switched a check here or there, but then they went and did the thing the other person did, so...
Just trading places.
Yeah, Jar's just minutely ahead.
We get another sneeze there for an arrow refill.
Lots of snot arrows today.
There we go. Slam, unfortunately, having not an ideal fight here.
Unfortunately, that's just how Godon is sometimes.
Yeah. That is no disrespect toward the Slam. That is just the boss being troll.
And And that should be the last one for Slim. Jar is now back here at Great Fish for the third time now. But he is gonna be going on over and getting this lovely chest tucked right in here.
That is a different way to get to that chest than I'm used to seeing.
We have a couple of different strategies based on what you have. I think it's pretty cool.
I'm familiar with the leaf over strat. Slam picking up that shard and is likely going to be getting the shard that Jar just grabbed shortly.
And let's see, and I think Jarhead is now over here at Private Oasis. Is that right? Nope. This is Stonewatcher?
Which is housing today. These races do have entrance randomizer enabled for shuffling around where the various entrances are. And now we are in our cabana labyrinth.
So, if you haven't seen it yet, we have a very fun strategy where we say walls are suggestions.
Purely a suggestion.
And this makes Cabana so much faster.
Ooh, and Slam having to save warp here out of mana. Had just a tiny tick left on the magic bar. Unfortunately, more than that is needed today for this particular check here.
But as we can see, very, very fast to clear out Cabana when we have our hookshot and our skull hammer. Well, if we have the hookshot and the skull hammer, you're never gonna have to see the redeads.
We can completely avoid them.
10 out of 10 would avoid if possible.
Redead screeches are not fun.
But we also don't have our temples today, so that means we don't have to see our redeads at all, and I am okay with that.
I do miss our cat jam.
So, as you might have noticed, a bit of a theme of having to get rid of giant stone heads. But today, our Savage Labyrinth entrance took us to the Forbidden Woods. Also kinda labyrinthy. Not super savage, though. Oh my, it looks like we might have a team medley hostile takeover here in our chat.
Uh-oh. I am definitely Team Cat Jam. Sorry, not sorry.
I'm Team Grandma.
Oh, well, everyone who is not a terrible grandchild is Team Grandma.
Cough, cough, everyone who is not Slam.
Well, Well, neither of our runners picking up a bottle today, so both of them should be disinherited.
Yes, but Slam will do anything in his power to not save Grandma if he is not forced to. He's a terrible, terrible grandson. And as such, he is my foe. Look, I'm neither Team Medley nor Team Makar, but it's not Makar's fault that he has legs that are like 2 inches tall.
Better than Long Makar, I will say. That is another of the custom models that folks could use if they wanted something that is cursed and wasn't Spy's lovely model that we saw in the earlier match. There's a variety of cursed models to choose from if you are so inclined towards cursed models.
Ah, yes, beautiful. So Jar was able to get the fire arrow shot. You have a small window
so fast
where you're able to get them pretty well before you get attacked, and if you can get them, boy is it smooth.
Yes, Forbidden Woods Go Modable is just there is so little involved in the dungeon. You don't actually have to check the checks. It is so fast. It's beautiful.
So, with that is now all of our dungeons for Jar. And we apparently missed
completed the Triforce.
2 Triforce pieces.
Probably 1 or 2 of those stored chests that we didn't double check what they contained.
Probably those stored chests that we didn't check to see what they contained.
Long, if on Jar's side you want to tick that up to 8 Triforce pieces.
This... Not Slam yet. Slam is at 7.
We assume.
Maybe.
If they've stored all the same things, which their routes have been very similar, so I assume so.
The buttons...
We'll find out shortly.
Take some time. The page has to reload every once in a while, so that's probably what happened.
Yeah, there's unfortunately quite a bit of lag on the tracking page. I have tracked on it as well, and it occasionally just locks up on you for no reason. Jar, breaking the barrier. Looks like we're getting a sub-hour today.
Yeah, which is wild. So, when I say both of these runners are really good, I mean they are really good. It looks like Slam is also trying to get those fire arrow straps. Ah, not quite. And switching over to bombs. Alright, that's 1.
Didn't hear the audio for that, so I don't think that.
That's 2. Three and 4 and done.
So much better than fighting it vanilla. just don't even have a boomerang. They have no need for it. IT runners like this do not need boomerangs.
At least with this setting, not as much.
With these settings in this particular item layout, yeah, nothing hard required them. Logically necessary for a few different things, but
Meh.
But not strictly necessary for runners of this tier.
So one of the things about our tournament that's really interesting is the setting that we actually see the boomerang be picked up the most is whenever we have big octos.
Mm-hmm. Much more forgiving than trying to do that with a bow.
Or with bombs.
Yeah, that's just shenanigans as far as I'm concerned. That's not a thing that should exist. Granted, I'm highly biased, but that's alright.
I mean, I'm okay with that bias. Like, big octos with things that you can run out of, especially on the one that has like 10 eyes, that's rough.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the 12-eye, those are not my friend. So we've got Jarhead now on PG1. Not having luck on this, getting this first shot down.
But that is okay. He still has quite a bit of time before Slam makes it up there.
Mm-hmm. Yes, if Jar is listening in.
He should not be listening in.
Oh, he could be. For spoiler log, runners are allowed to have the restream up or their opponent's stream up.
Not with audio, only with chat.
Ah, I thought they could listen. I was unaware of that specific part of it. Or I'd lost track of it in my brain, which, lots of things get lost track of in my brain, so that's not unusual.
Oh boy, it looks like Jar accidentally hit the rope and now the tail's on the ground. Okay, but he pulls it off. Very good. Neither of our runners showed us the Dark Knot falling into the void. Big disappointment.
And now we have moved on to Phase 2.
Ah, just a little bit too early.
And picking up a little magic from the bats.
Yes,
Hey.
excellent. There we go.
Getting a shot in before the next cycle had even started, and we are on to Phase 3. Jar without soup, so does not have a magic refill. Relying on gonna actually use some bomb strats, not just free aiming everything on Phase 3.
That tail getting dangerously close to just out of bounds there.
And Phase 3 down for Jar.
Oh, and Slam having to pick up some hearts. You took quite a bit of damage. Getting down to 1 heart on climbing the stairs. That's dangerous.
Running out of magic will throw you off a bit.
No, Jarn, you don't
Oh.
have any magic. Ouch, that was half of your health. And now a normal rope climb. And a very clean first shot from Slam.
Now Jar's cannon is going to be a little more nail-bitey to watch, because he gets hit once. That's not good.
Bye-bye, Jarhead. And welcome to Ganon.
And not equipping the grappling hook. My goodness. Feeling confident. For those who don't know, if you are not a top tier runner, you can grappling hook Zelda in this fight, and she'll give you 3 hearts. I am one of those people who is still getting decent at this game, and so I still utilize the newbie strats. And that is a very nice newbie strat to know.
Yeah, they don't have the grappling hook right now.
Oh right, they don't even have it. That isn't even an option. They completely bypassed it. My mistake.
Phase 2 is done for Slam.
Jar, not even worried getting that dot done. You've got the sub-hour. GG. Our tracker can mark him as finished.
Very fast, and Slam is also on pace for sub-hour. Very nice. And overall, a pretty fast Puppet Ganon fight from Slam too. Very good. Oh, and it looks like Jar has joined us. Welcome in, GG's.
GG.
Hello. GG. That puppet game thing was so scuffed.
It did look challenging today.
It was so bad.
It's not being kind to you, and the fall off the rope.
Yeah.
Was one of those yikes moments.
I was like, I'm pretty sure I should be stopping soon because I was having like really bad matches on the way up. But I was like, yeah, I'll just go for a little bit longer, and so never go for a little bit longer if I don't think you can. Bad move. God, my route was. Half the time I like wasn't actually sure what I was supposed to be doing next. Like usually I have my route mostly in my head. Then this time I changed like a core part of it like 3 times.
That's a lot of changes.
Yeah, it was really just like whether
You'll
I would
manage
do one
the sub-hour. You spent less time playing this seed than planning this seed.
That is true. I was like, there was one specific thing that I'll talk about when Slam gets in here that I was like really debating on whether or not I wanted to do. And I'm not like, the main thing that was like causing problems for me was just trying to figure out where to get money. It was bad.
Zelda not being especially helpful to us. There she goes. And Slam with their dot done now too. Pair of sub-hours. GG's all around.
Very fast. Very good.
GG Slam.
We had two very close, like under 2 minute apart, or okay, not under 2 minutes in this one, but under 3 minutes apart races featured today on the SpeedGaming network. Two very hype matches.
Absolutely. And welcome in, Slam. GG's.
GG.
Slam.
GG's.
So, sub-hour from both of you. Great job. What are your thoughts on how it was for the routing? I know Jar said he had something he wanted to talk about, but wanted to wait till you were here, Slam.
I thought it was pretty easy at first, and then I noticed that transparent chest was leaf, and I thought, oh, wait a minute. I don't have hookshot yet, and I'm not getting hookshot for a while.
Yeah, then hookshot was on Phantom Ganon, and like 3 of the swords were in awkward places. All of the swords were in awkward places.
And Hammer was in an awkward place too.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, I noticed you set it up, lighting the windmill and then not grabbing it, and I pointed that out to Vim, and
I mean, that was my
pointed
plan.
out that there was no way to get it right then.
Yeah, that was my plan all along. Like, I figured I was gonna be at Windfall with Fire and Ice Arrows anyway. So I figured I would just like do it there. Because then, like, once you jump down from the windmill, you could jump into Maggie's house really quickly. And also, I thought about getting Creeb's reward, because he gave Furor's Pearl, and then Furor's Pearl was a silver rupee. But then I ended up just getting yellow rupees on Dragon Roost anyway, and I thought that was better.
Yellow's on deck? Oh, like from the rocks? That would have made a lot more sense. I ended up just grabbing a bunch of pots on Windfall. It was less than ideal, but I got a red and was.
You did get that lucky red rupee. I mentioned it. I was like, ooh, RNG.
Yeah, I was really hoping for that. So that thing you mentioned with the transparent chest, that was the whole thing I was talking about. There is a way to get it without leaf or hookshot, and that's with a bomb boost. And I was
not doing it.
I was so heavily considering doing it. I put it in my route, and then I was like, I probably shouldn't, and then I took it out, and then I put it back in later, and then I took it back out before the end. And I had to like move like 3 things around every time I did. Like, oh my god. I have wanted to just to like try to prove that it's like useful, but then I was like, I probably shouldn't.
Yeah, like, I thought to myself, wait, I've done this bomb boost before, and I'm pretty much done routing, and there's over a half hour left. Should I, like, warm up on the bomb boost? And then I decided against it, because, like, once I routed around not doing the bomb boost, I thought, you can, like, make good use out of the extra trips to Windfall and Greatfish.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, another reason why I shot the windmill and then didn't collect any items was because I wanted to do that while I was on the island, so that when I warp back to Windfall, I just have to sail to Transparent Chest, which is right there, and then grab the chest and then leave.
Oh yeah, that would be really nice. I think I ended up almost doing that, but instead of like just doing it on the other trip, I just shot it from the boat. Which is kind of Monka, since, it sways back and forth, but...
Yeah. So, Jar, I noticed you got a Tingle statue.
I remember... Where was it? Was it in Cliff
think
Plateau?
it was in Cliff Plateau, the chest you stored.
Yeah. Because I just went in through Bomb Island, because I didn't think it was, like, worth it to store a chest and hookshot up. Since I wouldn't have hookshot at that point, no. So I just did the good old
You both did it the same way, just Slam just went through vanilla as opposed to storing the chest in the cave. Just went through with fire arrows and leaf.
Yeah, because the way I routed it was I got power bracelets at Forest Haven by going backwards. And I hope I scared people watching that didn't know that you void out if you just barely don't reach the ledge, because I wasn't 100% sure I was going to get the void out because it'd be kind of finicky, but...
I wasn't sure you were going to get the void out, and that was my third oh no. You had already had me oh noing multiple times in Forsaken Fortress Slay.
Yeah, I'm really disappointed about how Forsaken Fortress went, given how close this race was. But oh well. I mean, I'm pretty sure at this point I'm getting in the top 12 anyway. Like if I lose my last match, I think I still get in. It's just with the worst seed, so I just gotta like grind this a lot more before the bracket starts.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
I'm-
failed Leafless Helmrock like twice, like getting into the loading zone twice.
Oh.
So I was like, oh, this
It
is
was
annoying.
painful.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's rough.
If I like took some time to actually line up the angle instead of just like running at the wall, I probably would have got it quickly. Because like both times I failed, I ran at the wall and went, oh, I think I'm too far left, and then I was like just barely too far left.
See, my main way of entering that loading zone, I don't use the leaf, so it's not really a problem for me anymore, thankfully. But I did have problems getting up. Like
Getting
I was
up?
trying to, I was trying to go up like kind of where you go up from the water, but like just on like closer to the door behind Phantom Ganon. And
Oh.
I didn't go far enough left, so I just ended up slowly
Oh,
sliding down the
I
wall
hate
for
when that
like 20
happens.
seconds. I was like, man.
Yeah, I tried to
But-
walk up there too, and then like I couldn't find the spot to walk up, and I'm like, oh, forget this, I don't want to get stuck in the wall. And then I ended up finding the spot real quick when I failed jumping into the loading zone. And I was like, okay, I think it's over here, and then it was, and I was able to run up kind of quickly. Also, the other thing, well, there's like two other things I'm really annoyed with how I played was not getting arrows before Godon, because I entered it with like what 7 arrows or something like that. That was rough. And then the big key skip itself was super fast, but like the Godon fight was really slow. And this is like what I'm most mad at myself for is going to Great Fish and setting up the wind in the correct direction to get the hidden chest. I looked at like I just had barely enough magic because I just come from Tachi, and I thought like, oh well, this should be enough. But the problem is that the wind was the wrong direction, and I didn't think it was in the wrong direction because the boat was facing the direction I wanted to fly in, but I didn't actually pull out sail while going in that direction because I kind of like cruised in from around the corner, and I was like, huh, why is the wind backwards? Oh, lost a lot of time to that.
Oops, that's
Because none of
not
those
ideal.
pots have magic, believe it or not. I thought like, oh, that's a
Yeah.
magic drop here, but nope, it's bombs and arrows and no magic.
There's never any magic where you want it, really.
I
At least
mean,
where
of
you-
course, one of the things neither of you did, which, neither of you were good grandchildren.
Yep.
I'm sorry. I'm too rusty too.
And I made a point to run a little bit near Grandma's house, but not like super close because I gotta save those seconds.
Uh huh.
Like I ran up the ramp and they jumped away.
Oh my god, that's so that's so funny. Just run just close enough to like.
Yeah. Because I was like, well, I can either run around the bushes to get to Savage, or I can jump over the fence and then run up the ramp and be a troll. And like, yeah, I think that's fine.
Also, were there any good bottles? I remember looking at bottles and being like, I don't think these are good.
I did not look for any bottles. I mean,
Well, I know you wouldn't.
yeah.
What a shock on that one.
Yeah.
But no, I don't think any of the bottles are exceptionally good. Let's see.
No, not that I can
See.
recall.
The 3 that I have seen were not good. Where's the 4th?
I think the best one would have been the one that's in the Dragon's Island cave, since that's on Star Island. But that would have been like an extra quadrant sail, and then you have to like get in, probably shoot fire arrows at all the switches, and then go in. And then you have to actually get a fairy, and then go get Grandma. So I don't know.
See, the one in
Disappointment
DRC is
today.
clearly not ever going to
sorry.
get got today.
Yeah.
It is okay. As long as you are sorry, Jar, I will
I
accept
am
that.
sorry.
I do
I-
not
I-
expect anything from Slam.
Yep.
Yeah, I want to save Grandma, but like I just don't feel well enough about my playing anymore to like try to do it every single seed, especially with not guaranteed 4 bottles of magic. So, you know.
I was really hoping that Slam would suffer this seed, and then I saw that he wasn't, and I was sad.
I was hoping so too. Don't worry. Oh well.
Oh, you know, I was like staring at the tracker for a second, like, wait, why do we both have iron boots? And then I remembered we stored
yeah.
it.
There was a part of me that was thinking, oh, I can use this somewhere. I don't know where I thought I could use. Oh, I was thinking I could maybe use it on Ganondorf, but I don't know the Iron Boot strats very well.
My rule of thumb.
Well, you
is
know
that
who does know them?
I
Slam.
do. Yeah, I didn't do them because I have a rule of thumb where if my health is 2 hearts or lower, I don't do it because normally if you like get unlucky and Ganondorf just kind of powers through and hits you, he hits you twice, not once. So like with 2, I had like 1 3/4, so that wasn't happening.
I would have had 1 3/4, and then I fell off the roof.
Oh, you know what else I lost so much time to was because I didn't have Magic Meter Upgrade or Soup. Phase 2 didn't drop any magic for me, so even though I got Grip Shot, I had to wait. And then when I finally did get magic, I only got 1 drop, so I had to play it super safe with Bob because I only had enough for 3 shots at his tail. That was really frustrating.
If it makes you feel any better, I also had to play ridiculously safe with bombs on Phase 3 because I went into Phase 2, I think, with, I want to say it was enough magic to get 6 shots, but then I missed the first Grip Shot, but then I got magic, and then I got Grip Shot, and then I missed the first shot, and I had 3 magic levels. Okay, I just gotta do bombs.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
No bait stress here.
No, you didn't even have bait bag, so I couldn't hope for that this time.
What is bait bag? Now I'm curious. Bait bag. It's in Paw Prints, which it's on Scale the Wall, so that's 2 extra things.
Yeah.
Much as it would have been nice.
I mean, technically it was a magic.
Yeah, but it was far out of the way, sadly.
But y'all were definitely gonna do the less logical fire and ice arrows.
Yeah. I love that. I love that trick so much. Or I guess maybe trick, strat, one of the two. It's so sweet.
Oh yeah, I want to ask this before I forget. I knew at the start of the race, or like when I was like routing, that I was going to super swim from Great Fish to 6-Eye, and I wasn't sure if Jar was going to super swim or.
I realized I should have right after I warped.
Okay, well, who made it there?
No, you should not have. It was faster for you by sailing.
Okay, no. Okay, so I expected Jar to get there first only because I did sploosh twice charging up a swim. So I did lose like quite a bit of time of that. But I got the hole in one, so that's all that matters.
I'm pretty sure if like you don't sploosh like that, I'm pretty sure it would still be faster to swim.
Yeah.
The warp is much safer though, but I probably would have gone for the swim if I had thought about it before the seed started.
I mean, there was just so much time before like the race started because I finished running pretty quickly. I just spent. Yeah, because you were thinking about, should I do bomb boost? And I'm like, I'm not doing that.
Over and over and over.
So I just like as soon as we got the ISO, I like just booted up a new file and just kept practicing the swim over and over again. And I thought, okay, this is pretty good. I'm not splooshing. I only drowned once after attempting this 4 times. I think I'm good. And then I splooshed twice in the actual race.
Yep, it do be like that.
Yeah. I definitely don't regret going for that though. I do regret not paying attention to my wind at Great Fish.
Yeah.
Yeah, having to save warp there was not a fun moment, I'm sure.
Yeah.
I mean, the whole time I was like, I wasn't that nervous going into this because the whole time I thought to myself, man, Jar's way ahead of me because he did bomb boost. Because if you do bomb boost, I think you get a huge lead.
I was thinking maybe, but I couldn't. Like, I was having issues with the route, and like I think I said the main thing I was having issues with was like money through most of it, and then I realized in Tower of the Gods, oh my god, I could have just done the tingle purple rupee in here, and then I probably would have been fine.
Yeah. Also, Creeb had 200 rupees, sort of.
Yeah, but I also never went up to Creeb, so.
Yeah, it's a fair point. But you did have to talk to Maggie anyway.
Yeah. But I considered saving Tingle for his 200, but
Oh yeah. That was
then I was like, no, that's gonna take forever. Also, shoutouts to always failing once a door cancel first try.
Yeah, I was like, oh no, you fell.
It's every time, dude, without fail. The first time I mess it up.
I got Lenzo door cancel super fast first try, so then my mindset went from like Jar's gonna do the bomb boost and beat me to oh, you know, I know Jar's been struggling with this a bit. We've been talking about this before, and oh, maybe this really fast first try Lenzo door cancel saves my race. It did not.
It's so funny that like that one thing just flips it. It's just like, oh no, he's gonna do that one thing. Oh, he can't do this one thing very well.
I mean, it was still a super close race.
Yeah, it was.
Mm-hmm.
I hope I keep like improving until bracket starts. Because I feel like, I don't know, this race was really close. My race with Elijah, not so close. But I feel like if I just like keep practicing, I think I'll be okay.
Yes. I was gonna say something, I don't remember what it was anymore. Yeah, well.
Well.
Oh. I think I remember what it was. I think it would have been a fair bit closer if I didn't get the like 1 in 50 tries on the Kali Demos arrow kill thing.
Oh, so like, you failed it, or did it just take a while?
I got it. I got it.
Oh.
It would have been closer if I didn't get it, because I would have had to use bombs.
Man, it would have been closer if I did get it, because I went for it, and I got a good cycle, but I just, like, I don't know, I couldn't find the right spot to shoot, even though I've done it before.
I just got really lucky. I only missed one of them. Kali cooperated the one time in 50 tries.
That was pretty exciting.
Yeah.
Chat, do you happen to have any more questions for our runners tonight? Give you all an opportunity to get your last minute questions in before we wrap things up.
Yeah. Well, regardless, thank you, Lost, for being on last. I think it was like fairly last second, wasn't it?
Kinda, yeah. Well, I messaged Vim and asked, like, I'm not really fully qualified for this. Would you like me so that we can have this restream and I can make a fool of myself like usual?
Oh, I'm sure you did fine.
Lost did great.
You did much better. all of the yous in the call did much better. But that's okay. Teamwork.
Yeah.
The restream wouldn't work without all the pieces.
Heck yeah, dude.
So, of course, thank you to the SpeedGaming staff for giving us the opportunity to have this restream tonight.
And make sure you follow our runners, PK Slam and JarheadHME, or the rest of our crew, Lost the Pirate, or CPU Blonde. And if you loved today's races, we have even more Wind Waker Randomizer coming at you tomorrow. It'll be fun. At least, I hope it'll be. So,
I'm not sure which all ones will be featured on restreams, but there will be matches occurring at noon, 4, 4:30, 6, and 9. There are several matches on the schedule that we are looking for volunteers for. Hint, hint, wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
Well, I'll volunteer for some of them that aren't 9 o'clock, you know? I don't know, I can commentate my own race, right?
Maybe no. I'm gonna go with no.
What do you mean?
I mean, no.
Just do it like that one GDQ race.
SpeedGaming has proposed to us to do VOD reviews, to do restreams after the races. Run a run back and have the racers in the comms booth commentating their very own race after they have run it. So that is a thing that might happen at some point.
I like that idea.
It wouldn't be like right after, right? It would be or would it be right after?
I don't know.
Depends on when there was time in the schedule. I think we'll be seeing more of that when we get to the actual SpeedGaming Live event itself, because there is going to be a whole lot of races crammed into a very narrow time frame. So I'm sure as much as is practical will be showed live, but there will probably be some that are run back a little after the fact, just due to the quantity of races all occurring at the same time.
Yeah, it's gonna be a busy few weeks.
Well, I don't think they have to happen
Busy
at the
week.
same time. I think like the original plan was for all the races to be at 11 p.m. on those days, but then it got changed. I thought to be like just any time that day.
Well, yeah, the various participants will be able to schedule amongst themselves, but there's only a week for quite a lot of matches to be occurring.
I guess you were saying, because you scared me for a second. I thought like, oh man, I don't want to race at 11 p.m.
No, and it isn't
I
just
don't
the
blame
Wind
you.
Waker randomizer.
Come
It is
on,
the
Sling.
entire SpeedGaming Live event. So it isn't just us. There's going to be a lot of everything crammed into a very, very, very full week there. For those who are excited for the SpeedGaming Live event proper, as opposed to all of this, which is leading up to the big event. You're getting everything ready and in place so that we don't have to crash slam groups matches, a round robin groups phase into 2 days, because that would be not fun.
Yeah. So is that just about it?
That is it from us for tonight. I am Vamilia, and that's bye from me.
I have
Bye.
been and continue to be Lost the Pirate. Have a lovely night, y'all.
Thanks for watching.
Goodbye.